Hello everyone, and I'm now outside, so there's going to be a bit of background noise, but just wanted to show you how far I've got with this one. So Chris was worried that we wouldn't see the sparkle once we'd added all the other stitches, but you can see there is a little bit of sparkle on there. As I said before, once the sun shines on that, you'll see a little bit more of it. So that's how far I've got at the moment, and in a moment I'm going to be doing showing you the beading, but I also wanted to show you this. So this was left over from the volcano design, which was the first pattern. We just had some bits of yarn left over, so what I did was just get a bit of card, cut into it down one side and wrap it round, and that just keeps your colours nice and segregated for the next project, which I'm sure we'll be using these colours again. So while we're on the subject, that was the finished volcano design that I did. Originally the fronds were a lot straighter, and I did say you could add a little bit of movement in there if you fancied, and that's what I decided to do on the final version, which of course is great because I do a mock-up first, which in fact I have here. So that was the original mock-up. This shape was much narrower, the fronds were much straighter, so given then the amount of space based on our 4-inch square, which you can just vaguely see the outline, I was able to utilise more of the space. Again, to answer another question, this is fabric pen that I've used here, and it will go away, the marks will go away with a warm iron. So you just pop a warm iron onto that, either use it on reverse or put a hanky or something really thin on there, just to protect the design itself, and those red marks will disappear. So for the beading, again, looking at the original mock-up that I did, you can see that I used some quite big beads, which of course you can, depends what you've got in your bead stash. I've no more of those, so I had a route about and I found these, which are clearly come off some garment, probably from the 1980s by the look of them. So what I'll do is open that up and put them into a small tray. Well, I can't even open it, so that's great, isn't it? Put them into a small tray here. I don't think we need that big one, and we certainly don't need the thread that's here. So that makes it a little bit easier to pick the beads up. And I'll just get my needle ready now and then show you how we thread the beading needle. This is the beading needle, and I just want to show you, if you can see, that the end of the thread, I have obviously cut the thread to begin with, and then I've squished the thread between my teeth and then pulled it with my fingers to actually flatten the thread out. So instead of the thread being round, the thread is now fairly flat, and that's what enables you to pull it through the needle. So instead of bending the thread around the needle as we did to thread the wool onto the crewel needle, this one is going in a pointy end first, but flattened down, so it'll slide through the eye of the needle. And that's how we thread the beading needle. I've also got my needles just on this piece of fabric, which I received as a small gift the other week, but it's handy to keep your needles that you're using just on a piece of fabric, so you can keep them near you and you know which needles you're using. I've got a couple of crewel needles on here, and a couple of spares, just in case one goes walkabout. So I'm just securing the thread to the reverse of the design before I start my beading. Just come through at any point, and we're ready to start beading. So to catch one of your beads, this is why it's good to have it in a pot. You're just going to pick it up on the end of your needle, and we'll have that one. Slide it along so it's near the bottom, near to where you're going to pop it, and then you want to be placing your needle back in the approximate distance of your bead that you're using. Okay, and we'll come back and have a look at that in a moment. You must remember, of course, having gone through to the back of the design, you need to bring your needle back up to the front again before putting the other bead on. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to have to take the thread off your needle and start the whole process again. And it does take time to thread a beading needle. Don't expect to do it all in one go. That just doesn't generally happen, or you're very lucky if you can do it first time. It can be frustrating, but hopefully when you see the beads go on, you'll think it was worth the extra effort. There we are, I've put the beads on. I have to say I'm doing this out in the wind, and it has blown over several times, so there are a lot less beads now, mostly because they're on the floor. Anyway, it was quite exciting because there were all kinds of weird little springy beads and all kinds of things in there. So there you go, that was the original mock-up with uniform big beads, and now we've got all kinds of weirdy beardy beads, which I think was quite good for a sunshine summer virus. So that's the end of pattern 2. I'm looking forward to seeing what you've done, so post your photos on the channel, that would be great, and see you very soon for virus number 3, which, to give you a handy hint, will be in blues and greys, so sort your colours out. Okay, bye for now.